I used to waste 2 hours every week reading AI news, checking OpenAI's blog, Anthropic's update, Google AI announcements. Now watch this. One article from OpenAI just got added, analyzed by AI, published to my website while I slept. This happens every 4 hours, completely automated, no human involved. Cost $2 a month, time saved 100 hours a year. Here is exactly how to build this. Let me show you what this gets you. Every morning I open this 101 article from last week, major AI release, every important update. But here's what is different. I don't read this article, I read this. 30-second summary written by AI. Automation score, how practical is this? 8 out of 10, highly actionable. Target audience, developer. That's all I want. If I want, the full article is one click away. But 80% of the time, the summary is enough. I can filter by topic, just LLMs, just automation platforms. OpenAI just announced Groove Cohort 2. I see in 30 seconds, not buried in 10 minutes marketing blog. That's the power of AI summaries. That's what we are building, an AI powered news reader that updates itself every 4 hours for $2 a month. Let me show you how it works step by step. First, the automation engine, GitHub Action. This is the workflow file. Line 1, the scheduler. See this cron syntax. 0 star slash 4 star star star. Translation, minute 0 every 4 hours every day. So it runs at midnight, 4 a.m., 8 a.m., noon, 4 p.m., 8 p.m. UTC. 6 times a day, completely automated. Now, scrolling down to the important point, environment variable. Database URL, that is your Postgres connection. Google AI API key, that is your Gemini API key. These are stored in GitHub secret, encrypted, secure, nobody can see them. Then it runs this command npx tsx scripts slash cron ingest.ts. That is the ingestion script we will look at next. Now let's look at what script actually does. This is surprisingly simple, just 3 main steps. Step 1. Create an ingestion manager. This class handles everything, fetching RSS feeds, parsing XML, extracting article, URLs and titles. Think of it as a coordinator. Step 2. Set a cutoff date. We got 30 days. Why 30 days? Two reasons. One, we don't want to reprocess articles that are already in database. That wastes API call. Two, we don't want article from 2 years ago. We want recent news. So 30 days is the sweet spot. You can change this to 7 days, 60 days, whatever makes sense for your case. Step 3. Process the source. This is where the magic happens. It loops through all the 11 sources, OpenAI, Anthropic, Google AI, all of them. Fetches new articles since the cutoff date. Send each article to Gemini for analysis. Store the result in database and return how many were added. That gets logged to GitHub Actions so you can see one article got today. Perfect. Now, here is why this is better than just an RSS reader. Most RSS readers store the raw HTML, messy, unstructured, hard to search. We use AI to extract the structured data. Main feature, what is new in this article? Target audience, is this for developer, business users, researchers? Automation is called how practical is this from 1 to 10? And a clean markdown summary with no HTML junk. Here is the AI prompt we use. We tell Gemini, analyze this article and give me the JSON with these specific fields. Main feature, target audience, automation score, summary. Gemini reads the article, understands it, and returns the structured JSON. We parse the JSON and store it. Now every article has the same format, searchable, filterable, and consistent. The cost, almost nothing. The database PostgreSQL on Supabase free tier. After a week, I have 101 articles. Database is only 10 megabytes. Why so small? We are storing summaries, not the full HTML. At this rate, I will have 1000 in 2 months, still under 100 megabytes. Total cost breakdown because everyone asks. GitHub Action, free. 2000 minutes a month. Vercel Hosting, free. Hobby plan, unlimited bandwidth. Supabase, free. 500 megabytes. We use 10. Gemini AI, $2 a month. That is the only cost. I spend more on coffee every morning. And this saves me 2 hours every week, 100 hours a year. All right, so how to build this website? So I have created this AI prompt that you can reuse to develop this site. Before we go into this AI prompt, I would like to tell you that first you need to have a AI based editors. So for example, it could be Anti-Gravity, it could be Cursor. I will share the link in the description so you can download those. And once you have the AI based editors, what you can do is you need to pass this prompt, what this prompt is actually doing. So it is basically asking them to build a simple content scraper for your niche and providing them the sources, and then it will create the project for you, database, workflows, automation script, and everything. So everything is mentioned here. How to customize this script? It's really easy. So first what you need to do is you need to replace the niche. So whatever niche you are in, for example, you would like to create remote job listing, vintage camera deals, or tech news, or apartment rentals. So you need to choose your niche. Once you choose your niche, then the next thing that you need to do is choose your source. So first you need to look for RSS feed. So for example, if I'm looking for remote job listing, I can look for a site that provide RSS feed. And this RSS feed that you can use then to scrape the data and have it in your dashboard. The third thing is that you need to specify the data points. So for example, if I'm scraping job related data, so I can ask AI to extract, for example, salary, company, location. If you are scraping products, ask for price, condition, sellers. So this is the starting template that you can use and to start your own web scraper. If you're a developer, there is also mentioned, I have mentioned what tool and technology to use in the script. So if you already know how to code in Next.js and TypeScript, then you can directly start coding it. And then you can use the Tailwind CSS and plain CSS to style it. Here is a sequence flow. First, you need to have a prompt, then pass this prompt to a AI editor like Anti-Gravity or Cursor. Once the code is prepared, then push the code to GitHub. Then from GitHub, GitHub Action will run based on your settings or scheduler what you have set up. Once the GitHub Action is completed, it will push the code to your Supabase database here. And at the same time, what Vercel will do, as soon as you push the code to GitHub, Vercel will listen to your GitHub and it will fetch the code from GitHub and deploy your website into their server. So it will be visible here. And website is pulling the data from Supabase. So this is the overall flow. How does it work? Key takeaways. 1. Use free tier GitHub Vercel Supabase. They are actually free. No trial. Actually free. 2. Use AI for analysis, not generation. Way cheaper, way faster. 3. Automate once, benefit forever. I built this in weekend. Now it runs itself. 4. Start small. 11 sources is plenty. You can always add more. If you build this, tag me. I want to see what you automate. Subscribe for more AI automation. See you next time.